Good evening, Tallahassee. I am student meteorologist Zach Law here with your brief weather update. Right now we're sitting at 81 degrees. We are seeing some of those thunderstorms start to creep through the area, and we are seeing 6 miles per hour winds, so winds are a little bit calm out there at the moment. And here's what we're looking at. We're seeing that radar view of this storm sort of shove on through. We're going from the east more towards the west, and showers are expected to continue through the early evening hours. And here's the big picture. We see this low pressure system over the Gulf, and that is a tropical storm, or it's going to become a tropical storm, looking at potentially being named Barry, and that's going to affect the New Orleans area later into the week, potentially on Friday. And for the next 3 days, we're seeing temperatures hitting near 90, and we are expecting a lot of rain. 70% Thursday, 80% Friday, and 70% on Saturday. I'm going to now pass things off to Tyler.
Thanks, Zach. We're going to take a look at the southeast now, and as you expect, it is pretty hot all throughout the southeast right now. In Florida, that's probably where it's feeling the best, in the mid to upper 80s for the most part. Jacksonville sitting at 77 right now. As we move westward, though, getting pretty hot, especially in Texas. Houston's at 97 right now, Dallas at 96, San Antonio also at 96. And then, as you would also come to expect for the southeast, it's very muggy outside. Feeling pretty brutal for those places that don't have the rain right now. Tallahassee has a dew point of 79. Luckily, we are seeing rain in the area, so it doesn't quite feel as awful as you would think with such a high dew point like that. And then, as Zach was talking about, this is our low pressure right here, our potential tropical cyclone that would be named Barry if it develops into a tropical storm soon. And see this counterclockwise flow, which is typical for these cyclones, and then pretty breezy conditions for the southeast, a little bit breezier than what we're used to, 10 miles per hour throughout much of Florida. And then as we get to Little Rock, it's 24 miles per hour, not really coming from that cyclone though. And then we can see all the rain in Florida is associated with this potential tropical cyclone, and all throughout the southern southeast, especially Louisiana, getting some rain right now. But here is the expected track for the second potential tropical cyclone as it moves towards New Orleans. Keep in mind, this is just our expected track for right now. This is subject to change, but as of right now, we're having it hit westward of New Orleans, strengthening into a Category 1 hurricane. And that's because there's not a lot of wind shear in the Gulf of Mexico right now. It's also going over some warm water. You can also see right here a lot of moisture going to be coming into this area. You can see there's a dark red area is where that potential tropical cyclone will be. As looking into the next 24 hours, we're just going to continue to see this low move westward, going to continue looking at how it's going to impact New Orleans and other nearby states. And Tallahassee is still going to be feeling some of the rain for that tomorrow and going into the next day as well. But as it moves further away, you're not going to be feeling the impacts quite as much. And going into tonight, going to be in the mid-70s for much of Florida. Miami going to be at 80, and it's pretty much the same story for much of the southeast. The rain is going to be sticking around for us, and we're going to be in the mid-70s. Houston going to be at 78, Dallas going to be at 78, Oklahoma City getting down to 72. And then for tomorrow, going to be rainy, especially for those areas that are close to our potential tropical cyclone. Tallahassee is going to get up to 87. Montgomery, 93. As we move westward away from the threat of that storm, going to be a little bit higher in temperature. Houston's going to be at 97. San Antonio getting all the way up to 98 degrees. But now I'm going to pass things off to Zach. He's going to give us a look at our first local of the day.
Right now we're seeing our Doak Campbell's sky cam. We're seeing cloudy conditions. We are seeing some of those thunderstorms that are coming through the area. We're sitting at 81 degrees here, so not too hot out there because of the cloud cover we have right now. And our almanac today, so we saw our high top out at 86 degrees. We woke up this morning to 77. Not really anything unusual, a little bit below average on the high because we did have some of that cloud cover, but nowhere near any record temperatures. And rainfall, so far today, we observed almost a ½ inch, so we'll probably hit about a ½ inch by the time it's all over and done for the night. So we're above the day amount. We usually see about a ¼ inch for the day around this time of the year. And our temperatures out there, so we're seeing a little bit cooler temperatures because we are seeing those cloudy skies in the area. We're seeing 81 degrees here in Tallahassee, a little bit warmer down towards the coast, 84 at St. Mark's, 85 at Carabel there. and our dew points. We are having a lot of that moisture push up off the Gulf because of this tropical system that is in the Gulf right now. So we're seeing very high dew points. Perry and St. Mark's sitting at 80 dew point, and here in Tallahassee sitting at 79. So we are seeing a lot of that moisture content in the air coming off the Gulf, and as a result, our heat index are a little bit warmer than what we would typically see. So we're seeing 97 in St. Mark's, feels like temperature, 89 in Tallahassee, Sumatra, 94 there. And our winds are just sort of pushing up off the Gulf. You can sort of see that counterclockwise rotation start to come through because we do have our system that is sitting in the Gulf out there. And we're seeing our radar sort of just a counterclockwise flow. So we're seeing it sort of push from the east, come towards the west, and start to sort of spin around a little bit. We're seeing in Tallahassee we have these showers trying to push through, and those are going to sort of linger through the early evening hours there. And the big story is this potential tropical cyclone sitting in the Gulf. It does have the potential to become a tropical storm in the coming days, and it's going to start to sort of push more westward, looking like it could have some impacts on the Louisiana area. And for the next 24 hours, we're going to continue to see that rain. And as we go on tonight, the showers will start to fade. But as we continue to push through to tomorrow, we can start to see the radar start to light up again. Lots of green, red, and yellow. We can expect another rainy afternoon similar to how we had today. And looking at tonight, we can expect those storms to linger a little bit longer. Tonight's low, we'll be seeing 75 here in Tallahassee with showers ending in the early evening hours, 77 in St. Mark's there. And looking into tomorrow, we can expect stormy conditions for tomorrow. We're going to see a high of 87 and a little bit warmer as we go up more towards the north a little bit. Bainbridge, 90 degrees. Most of the region is going to be covered with some of those showers as we continue to see that daytime heating pattern that we typically see this year, and because we have so much Gulf coming off so much moisture coming off the Gulf there. And I'm going to now start to pass things off to Michael.
Yeah, thanks, Zach. And so the two main stories in our national picture is that potential tropical cyclone located in the Gulf, and we also have a cold front moving through the center part of the country. But basically, across the eastern sections of the country, it is hot and it is humid because of all that moisture coming off the Gulf of Mexico ahead of that cold front, and also with that tropical system in the Gulf. So a lot of us are in the 90s in the eastern sections, 93 in Chicago, 90 in Atlanta, a little cooler out towards New England with 77 in Boston, and very hot out towards Texas with 96 in Dallas. Now, as I said, the dew points east of the Rockies, very high for a lot of the country. You can notice how we do have that front situated in the center part of the country with dew points lower behind it and dew points well into the 70s ahead of that front. And so that's fueling some severe thunderstorms this afternoon in the center part of the country. With our winds, you can notice that front once again with northerly winds behind us, southerly winds ahead of it. And you can also notice the very broad circulation of this potential tropical cyclone 2 located in the Gulf. Satellite and radar does show you those two features with the cold front situated in the center part of the country and the potential tropical cyclone in the Gulf, which is expected to develop into Tropical Storm Barry tomorrow, according to the National Hurricane Center. But let's zoom into that first, and you'll notice how it's very broad, but we have a lot of scattered showers and thunderstorms located across the northern and central Gulf region, with a severe thunderstorm warning in effect just north of Gulfport, Mississippi. Here in Tallahassee, we have our coverage of showers and thunderstorms, and earlier today in New Orleans, they got 6 inches of rain from a thunderstorm complex, resulting in a flash flood emergency. So luckily things are a little bit better there, but expect more rain, especially as we go into the weekend, of what is expected to become Tropical Storm Barry. So you'll notice with our tropical alerts how we have a hurricane watch already in effect for coastal Louisiana and a storm surge watch. So storm surge values are expected to really increase as we go into the weekend as that circulation slowly makes its way towards the Louisiana coastline. And then out towards Mississippi and Alabama coastline, they're under a tropical storm watch. Now out towards the center part of the country, we have this frontal boundary giving some severe weather, so we have a slight risk in effect. and we have a lot of severe thunderstorm warnings. And on top of that, we have flash flood warnings. So flooding rain and severe thunderstorms on top of Arkansas, which is what they don't really need right now. And then you can see the low pressure circulation up towards Minnesota. And we're expecting some severe thunderstorms to develop in the Great Lakes. This is going to move tomorrow into the northeast, as you'll see in our next 24 hours, with the daytime heating that will allow those thunderstorms to flare up. And so we do have a severe thunderstorm risk, as you'll a slight risk in effect for New England and the Northeast. And we'll also watch that potential tropical cyclone. Maybe will become buried by this time tomorrow in the Gulf. Now let's send off to Tyler with our Florida.
Thanks, Michael. And our Florida looks pretty moderate temperatures for the summer in the mid-80s for everyone. Tallahassee sitting at 81, Jacksonville at 77. They've been seeing some rain, so it's been a little bit cooler in those areas, but nothing too much to complain about unless you don't really like the rain. Those dew points are up there, though, so it's pretty muggy. So in the places where you're not getting rain, you're probably not feeling as great right now, like Pensacola with that dew point of 80. That's absolutely terrible. Current heat index shows those values getting up into the mid-90s. Jacksonville still feeling good, though, at 78. And our winds are pretty breezy in Florida. Most of the winds are coming from that potential tropical cyclone situated right here, and sitting around 10 miles per hour for most of these cities in Florida. Our rain for much of the Panhandle is coming from this potential tropical storm, Barry, and Panama City getting hit with a line of storms right now. As we move eastward, those storms that were going through Jacksonville, they came out, but still getting hit with some right now. Within the next couple of 30 minutes or so, probably not going to see any more storms rolling through there. Central Florida seeing more scattered rain moving northward. Daytona Beach getting hit with some rain right now. Should expect more in the coming hours as well. And then more rain moving northward in South Florida as well. Miami looking clear, though, and Fort Myers just seeing a couple of spotty showers. Rain mostly moving through the Everglades region. Over the next 24 hours, we're going to see more rain pop up as we get into the afternoon hours, but the morning should be clear. But as this potential tropical cyclone moves westward, expecting less range to hit the Florida region, but we're still going to be expecting those summertime showers that we're used to. For tonight, going to be in the mid-70s for much of the region. Miami and Key West going to be at 80 and 81. And then for tomorrow, going to be in the upper 80s and lower 90s. Going to be pretty rain-cooled for the most part in Florida. But now we're going to pass things off to Michael with a final local look.
Yeah, and across the state of Florida and across Tallahassee, we've all had these isolated showers and thunderstorms across the region, and that's really enhanced by the potential tropical cyclone 2 currently in the Gulf. We do have some isolated thunderstorms in the region right now over Doak Campbell Stadium at 81 degrees, and the temperatures across the rest of the region, a lot of us are rain-cooled either in the upper 70s or in the low 80s, 82 in Thomasville, 81 in Tallahassee, and 85 in Sumatra. So a lot of us are rain-cooled due to the greater coverage of these showers and thunderstorms. Now, these dew points are a little bit higher than what we're used to for this time of year. That's because we have an enhanced southerly flow off the Gulf due to that potential tropical cyclone currently located in the Gulf. And so our muggy meter, it is awful out there. It's very muggy. You'll sweat immediately. And if you have glasses like me, they fog up immediately once you go outside. So very humid conditions than we usually do expect here in Florida. Now, the heat indexes, a lot of these heat indexes are rain-cooled because of that showers and thunderstorms, so mostly around the air temperature, just a little bit higher, so in the mid to upper 80s for heat indexes. And that's the reason why we have higher dew points, because the flow is coming off the Gulf, and it's an enhanced flow because, again, of that circulation located in the Gulf. And that's our enhancement of shower and thunderstorm activity, with these showers and thunderstorms moving from east to west normally because of that counterclockwise flow due to the broad circulation of that potential tropical cyclone 2. Now for tonight, those thunderstorms should die off with the daytime heating. Might have some thunderstorms along the coastline and in the marine areas because of the circulation located in the Gulf, but temperature going to be very muggy and warm, 77 degrees. And then for your marine forecast tomorrow, we do have a small craft advisory in effect for the marine waters, and it's going to be very choppy along the waters. 89 degrees will be that temperature with those scattered showers and thunderstorms expected. Now the 7-day forecast will show you in the near term, because we have that enhanced southerly flow, we'll have that an increased chance of some showers and thunderstorms, so 70 to 80%. But then once the circulation of what is expected to be Barry moves away, we'll start to return to our more typical summertime pattern with rain chances around the 40 to 50% chance. And with that, the temperatures do heat up into the mid-90s. Finally, don't forget us to follow us on all our social media outlets, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, where we'll give you some of those updates about the potential tropical cyclone 2 and its impacts to our area. Now, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you tomorrow on Thursday.